Good morning, everyone, and welcome to part 23 of my journey to becoming a voice actor. I hope you're all doing well. Um, so, one thing actually that I just thought of is some of you might be wondering why when I start my streams, I leave it as like, starting soon for like 10 minutes or so. All of that is for warm up. So I think I maybe in like the first two or three streams when I did this, so part like one through three, I included the warm ups, but then I decided just to keep them off camera to keep things simple. Um, and I've still sort of kept to that, but um, yeah, that's why I keep it like that. So if you're wondering, it's literally just because I'm doing warm ups. But I'll show you the tail end of the warm ups I do. So one of the things that I do is I do tongue twisters. So we'll practice those. So I do it in three different voices. I do a high pitched, low or medium, my regular voice, and then low. So we'll do the rest of these. So Mrs. Smith's fish sauce shop. Mrs. Smith's fish sauce shop. Mrs. Smith's fish sauce shop. Which wristwatch is a Swiss witch's watch? Which wristwatch is a Swiss witch's watch? Which wristwatch is a Swiss witch's watch? Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Polished brass and black glass. Polished brass and black glass. Polished brass and black glass. Unique New York. 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 A box of biscuits. A box of mixed biscuits and biscuit mixer. A box of biscuits. A box of mixed biscuits and biscuit mixer. A box of biscuits. A box of mixed biscuits and biscuit mixer. The blob brought a black backed bath brush. The blob brought a black backed bath brush. The blob brought a black backed bath brush. Okay, there we go. So, have to apologize again for today. Seems like I'm doing this regularly now, which is not good. Um, I woke up feeling rested. I was like, oh, I feel pretty good. And then I woke up, and when I realized how much light was in my room, I was like, oh, I slept past my alarm, didn't I? And sure enough, I checked my phone, missed alarm, even though it was at full volume. At least I'm pretty sure it was, unless I turned it down for whatever reason. Oh no, it wasn't at full volume actually. So there you go. That's my mistake right there. So, sorry about that. But you know what? We're still here. We're still doing the 3 hours. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Um, but I really want to try to get more consistent starting at 9 o'clock versus like 9:15, 9:20. But you know what? We're still doing it. We're still here. That's what counts. It's something for me to work on. Anyways, so for today, The plan. Um, I actually got a comment not that long ago. Um, from one of you guys that requested that I try Albert Wesker's character for voicing uh, from Resident Evil. So let's uh let's take a look at that. All right, so let's uh let's look up Albert Wesker. Hmm. Let's see if there's like a monologue or something. Uh all right, you know what? We'll just watch through some together. That's what we'll do here. Figure this out. Share this with you guys. All right. I have no idea what this character sounds like, so we'll give him a listen and see what we're dealing with here.
Jill and I were pursuing a man named Albert Wesker. Wesker. He was a top official with Umbrella and the leader of our STARS unit. I met him again after the Raccoon City incident on Rockford Island. Since then, we've been trying to track him down. Then a few years ago, we got a tip from a reliable source. The whereabouts of Umbrella's founder, Oswell E. Spencer. So we paid him a visit, hoping he'd lead us to Wesker. Wesker!
Oh my god, wow. This guy is just insane. Jesus.
Let's finish this.
Jill's body was never found and she was presumed dead. The person I saw in that data looked like her. I have to know if she's still alive.
You two were close.
We were partners. What about you? Why'd you join the BSAA?
My parents were involved in an accident caused by a pharmaceutical company when I was young.
Umbrella?
Yes. I only found out later that the accident was to cover up the manufacturing of biological weapons for terrorists. They were using Africa as a test bed for their experiments. Bioweapons were responsible for the deaths of my parents. And someone has to pay for that.
So you joined the BSAA?
There's only so much one person can do. Even a superhero like you, Chris.
I'm no superhero. But together, we can end this.
Then let's make a stand for our fallen brothers.
You know what? I don't think. Well, okay, first of all, I don't even know what he sounds like. Is this gonna speak?
The new superior recreating a new world genetovirus. You knew I was to become a god. That right is now mine.
Right, is now mine.
I believe I should thank you, Spencer.
I believe I should thank you, Spencer.
Excelligione! Stop right there! Bravo!
Damn it, where's Jill?
Jill? Maybe I'll tell you. Maybe I won't.
Let me guess, that's Jill.
Stop playing around. We want some answers.
You haven't changed.
Wesker, you are alive.
This is Wesker.
We last met at the Spencer estate, wasn't it? Well, isn't this one big family reunion? I would expect you to be happier to see us.
What?
us. So slow to catch on.
Jill, it's me, Chris.
What? Are you sure that's her?
The one and only.
Oh, damn that takedown.
Now, let's finish this once and for all. I think the odds are fair. 2 on 2. Right, Jill?
I don't know. There's not really any cutscenes. I mean, maybe this one. Like, let's finish this. 2 on 2. Isn't this one big happy family reunion? Something, something, something. I don't know.
What's that on her chest?
We have to get it off her.
Still resisting at such an advanced stage. Commendable, yet futile. No more time for games, Chris. I've got work to do. Have fun watching Jill suffer.
Wait, what did you do to her?
Chris?
I'm all right.
So, you've made it this far. Too bad you won't make it much further.
Birth by the progenitor virus. The Wesker children were entrusted with endless potential. Of them,
Are you saying I was manufactured?
I was to become a god. Creating a new world. However, despite that setback, for one who has the right to face his own mortality.
The right to be a god. The right to be a god. You. Arrogant even until the end. Only one truly capable of being a god deserves that right. The right.
I'm Redfield. I'm glad we found you.
The fuck took you guys so long?
Ethan?
Mia. You made it. I'm glad.
Did I?
Well, who made them that way?
Too bad. Too bad what happens at the end of what happens in RE8. Okay, well, it's already been half an hour. I haven't even started. I need to find something. Shit.
Time to die, Doctor.
I will take over your research.
How far away are you from the nearest branch line?
About 10 minutes, Duke.
What happened?
And annihilate.
Umbrella. And stars were umbrellas. No, rather, my little...
Fetch. Words ruled by strength, not committee. Decision. Big promises, but all.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll practice this.
Nice.
We'll do Armstrong's voice lines for this. Maybe we can do both.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. And your approval ratings. You've got no principles.
Just like all the rest.
If
America's got the shit. You're just another maggot crawling in the hive. All right.
The truth
then.
You're
You are right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream. What?
That
One day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny.
A
A land of the truly free, damn it.
A
Nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee.
Where the law changes
Jesus to suit the individual, not the other way around.
Where power
True and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people. Ah!
where
Every man is free to think, to act for himself.
Fuck all these
We take orders and chicken ship bureaucrats. 24/7 and then screw up Germany on celebrity bullshit. American pride. Fuck the media. Fuck all of it.
America's
This disease runs to the core.
There's no
saving it.
We
need to pull it out by the roots.
Wipe
The slate clean. Burn it down.
And from the ashes,
Says a new America will be born.
Evolve,
But untamed.
The weak will be
Purged. And the strongest will thrive.
Free to live as they see fit.
fit.
They'll make America
Great again.
What the
hell are you
talking about?
You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected. So I can end war as a business.
In my new America,
People will die and
kill
for what they believe. Not for money. Not for oil.
Not for what they're
What they
told
told
is
us right.
Every
man will be free to fight his own wars. So, it's mainly Armstrong that's talking in this. Oh. Yeah, we're definitely this is gonna be a challenge because it's a much longer scene, but it's gonna be a lot of fun to record. I need to get Armstrong's voice down though, proper, for this whole thing. Damn, guys, we're almost at 110 subscribers already. Wow. A lot of you have been checking out the new shorts. That's awesome. And I think you guys will like this, the new series of shorts that's coming out this week. And I also have another 5 on top of that. So there's going to be in total, including today, 10 new shorts on the way. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going to open up the chat here. There we go. Now I can see you guys in the chat. If you guys want to ask any questions or anything like that. Okay, so So let's start from 258. So remember, Armstrong's voice is like, it's very deep. Like, nanomachines, son. They harden in response to physical trauma. You can't hurt me, Jack. That's going to be tough to do for like a 4 or 5 minute scene. I will single-handedly bring back the Metal Gear Rising community. No, I will not be doing that. I do not have that much power. Not yet. Perhaps one day I will learn to harness such power. Alright. Alright. So, for this, I don't think I've ever actually done a scene this long before. So, this is going to take a lot more practice. This might even be a 2-day thing. Also, as a little bit of an announcement, tomorrow, I am getting a haircut tomorrow, so, and it's gonna be around for around 10:30, so I won't be able to start streaming until about I'd say 12:30-ish, but we'll still go from like 12:30 to 3:30. We'll just rearrange the schedule, figure it out. That's the plan for that. All right.
Nice, nice.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk.
What?
Actually, I might start from later. From like here. No. Maybe I do Raiden and Armstrong here, because they're usually
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. That, and your approval ratings. You got no principles. Just like all the rest. America's gone to shit. You're just another maggot crawling in the pile. All right. The truth then. You're right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream. What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. People and justice are back where they belong. in the hands of the people!
Where
Every man is free to think, to act for himself!
Fuck all
These lifted lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats! 24/7, a spew of and celebrity bullshit!
Fuck American
Pride!
Fuck the
Fuck media!
Fuck
Fuck all of it! America is diseased, rotten to the core. We need
There's no
saving
saving
it. We need to pull it out by the roots.
Wipe
Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down!
And from the ashes a
The new America will be born!
Evolve,
But untamed!
The weak
will be purged, and the strongest will thrive.
Free to live as
They see fit.
They'll make
America great again! What the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected. So I can end war as a business.
In my new America, people will die
and kill for what they believe. Not for money, not for oil,
not for
not
what
for
they're
what the old is
right.
right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars. Whew.
I think this might be my most intense scene yet. Holy shit. Whew. Okay. Jesus. Wow, we're almost at an hour. I mean, granted, most of that time was spent looking for something, so... But also... Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do, actually... I guarantee you this is not gonna record properly. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, wow, it actually is. That's really surprising. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Alfred. I need location of the Ace Chemicals plant. Joker's planning a bomb. I need to find him now. Alfred, I need location of the Ace Chemicals plant. Joker's planning a bomb. Alfred, I need to find out where Joker is. He's planted a bomb. I need to stop him. Alfred, I need to find out where Joker is. He's planted a bomb. I need to stop him. Alfred, I need to find out where Joker is. Whew, this is going to be a long one to record and edit, actually. This will be interesting. I don't think I've recorded something this long in a long while. So this goes from 2:55, or 3 minutes, basically. It starts at 3 minutes, and it goes all the way until... $7:24. And actually, we did Raiden's line versus Armstrong.
How the hell did you get elected? You're not greedy. About you. Maybe I was wrong about you. I was wrong. You're not greedy. You're batshit insane! Ah! Right? Not when you're purging the weak, right? What do you know about the weak? You weren't born poor. You've never been hungry. You don't know what it's like to fight and steal and kill just to survive. Yours. And now, I'll take yours.
Yeah, so it's 3 till about 7. 3, we'll say 3 to 7:15. So that's that's over 3 minutes. So that's yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot for sure. Ugh. All right. We'll try recording this. I doubt I'm going to get this on time 100%, but fuck it. Let's just try it anyways. If anybody here is if anybody here is here to witness this, you're about to witness greatness, absolute greatness. Nice knife. Actually, we'll try doing both voices. Huh? Nice knife.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. That and your approval ratings. You've got no principles, just like all the rest. If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
All right. The truth, then. You're right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream. What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. As power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people. Where every man is free to think, to act for himself. Fuck all these lipstick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats. Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit. Fuck American pride. Fuck the media. Fuck all of it. America is diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born, evolved but untamed. The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive. Free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again! What the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected. So I can end war as a business. In my new America, people die and kill for what they believe. Not for money, not for oil, and not for what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars. Whew. Oh, I gotta give my voice a break after that. That is tough. Shit. America is diseased, rotten to the core. We need to earn this. Burn it down!
Ah! Huh? Nice knife. Knife. Nice knife. Ugh!
Actually, we'll try doing both voices.
Huh? No. Huh? Nice knife. 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 Ugh! Ugh! Ah! Ugh! 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 Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? What? Jumpstart the economy? Ugh! What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. Lining your own pockets. Ha! That and your approval ratings. That and your approval ratings. You've got no principles. Just like all the rest. If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile. You're just another maggot crawling in the pile. You're just...
Alright. The truth, then. You're right about one thing. You're right about... I do need capital and votes. Votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream.
What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it! A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. As power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people! Where every man is free to think, to act for himself! Fuck all these limp-dick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats! Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit! Fuck American pride! Fuck the media!
Here, I'll actually change it so you can see what I'm doing instead of just looking at this screen. There we go.
Fuck! Fuck all of it! America. America is diseased. Run to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! 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 And from the ashes, a new America will be born, evolved but untamed! The weak will be purged. The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive. Free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again! And what the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. Get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as a business. And my new and my new America, people die, and kill for what they believe. Not for money. Not for Not for money. Not for oil. And not for what they're told is right. And not for what they're told is right. Every man and not for what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars. Wars.
And then from here it'd be, so, what do you think? Alright, let's listen to the whole thing.
Huh? Nice knife. Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. That and your approval ratings. You've got no principles. Just like all the rest. If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
Alright. The truth, then. You're right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream. What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. As power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people! Where every man is free to think, to act for himself! Fuck all these lip-dick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats! Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit! Fuck American pride! Fuck the media! Fuck all of it! America is diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes, a new America will be born, evolved but untamed.
The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive. Free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again! What the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as a business. In my new America, people die and kill for what they believe! Not for money, not for oil! And not for what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars!
All right. Well, that was definitely a scene. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now I think is a good time to take a break for sure. So, because this is a bit more intense, I'm going to take a 10-minute break and we'll come back. Or 10 15-minute break, and then we'll come back. I'm good to go. All right. I'll see you guys then. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, this scene is a lot of fun. However, however, um, because of how intense the scene gets, I can't do it back to back to back to back to back. For these kinds of scenes, it's important that I take my time, because if I just go through it over and over and over again, I'm going to destroy my voice. I got to take really good care of it, because I still got to stream for 2 more days. That's 6 more hours of practice. Right, because 4 days a week, 3 hours a day, that's 12 hours. All right. So let's give this scene another go, shall we? Let's give it another go. So I will share my screen with what we are capturing here. What I'm trying to do, I should say. So this is the scene. So we gotta do a new track in Audacity. And I think I'm gonna make it even quieter for the mic. Yeah, it's gonna be quieter, so my voice won't be as loud for you guys, but it'll still be there. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there, as you'll find out pretty quickly, there's a lot of shouting. So what? Nice knife. Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lighting your own pockets. That and your approval ratings. You've got no principles, just like all the rest.
If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
All right. The truth then. You're all right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream.
What?
That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it! A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. Where power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people! Where every man is free to think, to act for himself. Fuck all these lipstick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats. Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit. Fuck American pride. Fuck the media. Fuck all of it! America is diseased, run to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes a new America will be born! Evolved but untamed! The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive, free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again! What the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as a business. In my new America, people will die and kill for what they believe. Not for money, not for oil. Not what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars. Whew, okay, well, let's listen to that now. And do our edits. Holy shit. That takes a lot out of me. Okay. All right. So, we'll switch it to Audacity now so you guys can see what I'm doing.
What? Nice knife. Ugh. 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 Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? Talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. Lining your own pockets. Pockets. Ha! That in your approval ratings. That in your approval ratings. You've got no principles, just like all the rest. If America's gone to shit, you're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
All right. The truth, then. You're all right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream. What?
And for anybody that's joining in just now, I am editing a scene from Metal Gear Rising where Armstrong is fighting Raiden. It's actually the scene right before the one I recorded and uploaded shorts. The last part was uploaded yesterday, actually.
I have a dream.
What? What?
That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it! A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. Where power and justice are back where they belong. In the hands of the people! Ah! Where every man is free. Free to think, to act for himself. Fuck all these lip-tick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats. Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit. Fuck American pride. Fuck the media.
So one thing I'm noticing in this one is I think I turned the volume too low on the preamp. He do be leaning towards anarchism. Yeah, he is. Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what his whole point is. He's like, everybody do their own thing, no laws to govern what you should do. Absolutely. That's exactly what he's leaning towards.
Fuck the media! Fuck all of it! America is diseased, rotten to the core. There's no saving it. We need to pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! And from the ashes a new America will be born! Evolved but untamed! The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive, free to live as they see fit. They'll make America great again!
Damn, 107 subs, nice spike. Yeah, man, it's sick. It's really exciting. I still have to put together my 100 subs celebration video, but I guess since you guys are watching the stream, I can tell you what the plan is. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about more of what to expect from the channel, what I'm trying to do here, because I feel like some people that are tuning in, they might just see it and be like, oh, that's cool, but like, what's he trying to do? Is he just doing this like for the hell of it, or because I am doing this for a reason. I'm not just doing this for, you know, no reason at all. So that's what the video is going to have. And then I'm going to have like a compilation of some previews of stuff I've done over the past almost month and a half now, actually. So it's pretty cool. It's been that long. All right, let's keep editing.
What the hell are you talking about? You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! Business to get elected! So I can end war as a business.
Yeah, it's a little too quiet.
In my new America, people will die and kill for what they believe!
Oh, nice voice crack, Steven. Awesome. Love that voice crack.
Believe!
Believe!
Not for money, not for oil!
That's better.
Not what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars!
Yeah, so if we listen to that versus this one here, which is like...
Not for oil! Not for oil! Not what they're told is right. Not for...
Whoops. I was playing duplicates there. My bad. Believe! Yeah. Believe! You better believe it! Yeah, because this is like...
I'm using war as a business to get elected! Get it? I'm evolved but from the will be purged, and the strongest free to live. Fuck all of it! Where every man is free to think, to act for himself! Fuck all these lip-dick lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats! Fuck this 20...
That not for oil broke my eardrums. Here, I'll turn down the speaker a little bit. Not for oil. Me. Just fuck. Oh man. Shit.
Wanna know why? I have a dream. What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Where the law changes to suit the individual, not the other way around. As power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people!
Yeah, I think I like this take more. We'll do one more take. I'll do one more take live in front of you all, so you get to see. And then I think after we're going to go to the book. We'll continue reading our book on stream, Mastery by Robert Greene. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do one more take. I'm actually going to delete this take. I'm not really happy with it. It's too low on volume. Because here's the thing. If I reduce the volume on the preamp and then rely on the editing to bring it up, even though I'm bringing up the sound of the audio as a whole, what ends up happening is it's just making the quieter sounds more loud. Without making it actually louder. So imagine like you're doing like a whisper, right? You increase the volume of that whisper. It's just gonna still be a whisper, but it'll still be louder. But if you're expecting like the whisper to be like, you know, go from something like, you know, like hello to like hello, that's not how it works. It would go from like hello to like hello. There's no like substance to it. Anyways, let's do it again. Let's run it back. This scene is, yeah, it's a tough scene. It's a tough scene, but it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So let's give it a shot. I'll play it with the audio so you can hear it too. All right, here we go. Okay.
Nice, nice.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. That and your approval ratings. Got no principles, just like all the rest. America's gone to shit. You're just another maggot crawling in the pile.
All right, the truth then. You're right about one thing. I do need capital and votes. Wanna know why? I have a dream.
What?
That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not words, ruled by strength, not committee. Lawsuits suit the individual, not the other way around. Order and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people! Every man is free to think, to act for himself! All these lipstick lawyers and chicken ship bureaucrats! This 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit! Fuck American pride! Fuck the media! Fuck all of it! America is diseased, rotten to the core. We need no saving it. Shit. You pull it out by the roots. Wipe the slate clean. Burn it down! From the ashes, a new America will be born! Evolved but unchained! The weak will be purged, and the strongest will thrive. We see fit. Make America great again!
What the hell are you talking about?
You still don't get it. I'm using war as a business to get elected! So I can end war as business. My new America. People will die and kill for what they believe. Not for money, not for oil. Not for what they're told is right. Every man will be free to fight his own wars.
Oh, what's this? You recognize this scene, guys? So, what do you think?
How the hell did you get elected?
Well, I don't write my own speeches. You should try fighting for what you believe in sometime, Jack. Not for a company or a nation or for anyone else.
Maybe I
Was wrong about you.
Am I
Finally getting through?
I'll
Rid this world of pointless wars, Jack.
I was wrong. You're not greedy.
You're batshit insane! Mother of all omelets, you're Jack. Can't fret over every egg.
Now when you're purging the weak, right? What do you know about the weak? You weren't born poor. You've never been hungry. You don't know what it's like to fight and steal and kill
Just to survive, but you did survive! Through sheer force of will, following your own set of rules, with your own two hands, you took back your life!
And I'll take yours.
Well, start.
All right, well, there you have it. That was that whole scene I just did. I did a bunch of extra there too. Excuse me. Whew. Tisk tisk on your phone during recording. I know. I'm being bad. I'm being terrible. So terrible. I actually shouldn't have. I kind of messed up some lines as a result, but let's see how it sounds. I'm not going to preview for the whole thing just because we're running a bit tight on time, and I have to do my reading for the last hour. So let's just hard limit and then watch the magic happen once I press this button.
Nice knife. Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit!
Bless you, thank you.
All you care about is lining your own pockets.
Bro, someone just ripped the most hated assassin in the Uni Library. I cannot breathe. Oh no. That sucks, man.
Typical politician. Big promises, but all talk. What? Jumpstart the economy? What a load of bullshit! All you care about is lining your own pockets. That and your approval ratings. Got no principles. America's gone to shit. America's gone to shit. You're just another maggot crawling in the pile. All right, the truth then. All right about one thing. What? That one day, every person in this nation will control their own destiny. A land of the truly free, damn it. A nation of action, not...
Yeah, you can tell I was rushed. I was rushing. Are you a rusher or a dragger? Or are you going to record on my fucking time?
Wanna know why? Person in this nation... To think... Lip-dig lawyers and... all these lip-dig lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats!
Yeah, that's not great. I'm just... That's a no-go to edit. Too many mistakes. But it was still fun.
Jack, can't fret over every egg! Now when you're purging the weak, right?
Yeah. That's okay. Alright, so for the last little bit, what we'll do... Actually, hold on. I will not erase this one.
Huh? Nice knife!
We'll save this as a rough copy. About to also go weird flash when you said that. Yeah. Are you rushing? Were you rushing or are you dragging? I don't know. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rushing or dragging? Rushing. So you do know the difference. That's such a good movie, man. I love that movie. Okay. Now is the time for sitting back and relaxing. Let me get something a little nicer up here. All right. I think this will do just nicely. Let's share the screen. Okay, so I'll increase the volume so you guys can hear me better. So we are going to continue reading our book, Mastery, by Robert Greene. Last where we left off, we talked about, or the author, I should say, he talked about a couple stories. The main ones he talked about were about a man named, let me see here, Hakuin Zenji. It was a man born in 1685, grew up in Japan, and he wanted to study the way of Zen. But everywhere he went, he just couldn't find the right teacher. And so he finally, after much searching, found someone. And the reason why it took so long is because when he went to every school, he basically thought of the teachings as being watered down, and no one be really teaching it properly until he found his first real teacher. And that talked about that mentorship he had, where there was moments where he hated it and he regretted his decision, but at the end he saw what his teacher or master was trying to show him. And as soon as he figured that out, the master treated him much more kindly. And essentially he talked about finding the right mentor for you, depending on your needs, what you're trying to do. And so specifically it was, let's see here, it was called, so the first one out of the strategies, because this whole section is under strategies for deepening the mentor dynamic. So the first strategy was choose the mentor according to your needs and inclinations. So we talked about that. And then the second one was gaze deep into the mentor's mirror. So figuring out what is it that they're trying to show you. And now we are on number 3, and this is where we will begin for today. Number 3, transfigure their ideas. In 1943, the eminent pianist and teacher Alberto Guerrero accepted a new pupil, a precocious 11-year-old named Glenn Gould, who was unlike any other student he encountered. Any other student he had ever encountered. Glenn had been playing since he was 4 years old, having been taught by his mother, who was an accomplished piano player in her own right. After a few years under her tutelage, Glenn had surpassed his mother in skill on many levels. He began to argue and corrected her. He wanted more challenging work. Guerrero was well known in Toronto, Canada, where the Goulds lived. He was reputed to be very patient, yet also demanding, traits that could serve him well as a teacher for the young Gould. which is why the parents chose him. From the very first session, Guerrero could sense an unusual seriousness and intensity in someone so young. Gold listened with complete attention and could absorb Guerrero's style of playing in a way he had never seen in a pupil. He was a consummate mimic. Soon, however, Guerrero began to notice some strange traits in his pupil. On one occasion, he decided to expand Gold's repertoire, introducing him to the music of Arnold Schoenberg, the great composer of atonal music, whose work Guerrero liked to champion. Expecting his pupil to be excited by the newness of the sound, he was surprised instead to see an expression of complete disgust. Gold took the sheet music home with him, but apparently he never practiced the pieces, and Guerrero let the matter drop. Then, a few weeks later, he shared with his teacher some of his own recent compositions, interesting work that was clearly inspired by Schoenberg. Soon after that, he brought in sheet music that he wanted to practice with Guerrero, all atonal music from various composers, including Schoenberg, but not the pieces Guerrero had originally given him. He had obviously been studying the music on his own, and had decided he liked it. Got to go, study, man. Talk later. Keep up the good work. Sounds good, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And, good luck with the studying. Hope that goes well. It became almost impossible for Guerrero to gauge how Gold would respond to his ideas. For instance, he recommended to his pupils that they learn and memorize a piece by studying it on paper, before ever trying to play it. In this way, it would come alive first in their minds, and they would be able to envision it as a whole, instead of merely playing the notes. Gold dutifully followed this advice with a particular composition of Bach's, but when they discussed the structure and concept behind the piece, the young man had his own notions that were rather strange and quite contrary to Guerrero's, which Gold found romantic and quaint. On another occasion, Guerrero revealed his idea that it was often best to imagine you were playing a piano piece by Bach as if it were on a harpsichord. Gold warmed to this idea, then a few months later, said that he preferred imagining a different instrument with Bach. Guerrero's most important ideas revolved around the physical aspects of playing the piano. He had spent years studying human physiology, particularly anything related to the hands and fingers. His goal was to impart in his pupils a relaxed yet powerful style, in which they would gain complete command of the keyboard with fingers that had a lightning touch. He spent hours indoctrinating Gold in his approach, working on the peculiar posture he advocated. A kind of slump or hunch over the keyboard, with all of the action coming from the lower back and hands, the shoulders and arms completely still. He demonstrated this technique endlessly to his pupil. He gave Gold all kinds of unusual exercises he had developed to strengthen the fingers. Gold seemed interested enough, but as with everything, Guerrero had the impression he would soon forget it all and go his own way. As the years went by, Gold began to argue with his teacher more and more. He found Guerrero's ideas and approach to music too Latin, too mired in another era. Finally, at the age of 19, Gold announced that he was going to proceed on his own. He had no more need for a mentor, a fact that Guerrero graciously accepted. It was clear that by now the young man needed to work through his own ideas about music and performing. Over the years, however, as Gold slowly established himself as one of the greatest pianists who has ever lived, Guerrero began to realize how deeply his former pupil had absorbed all of his ideas. He would read reviews of Gold's performances in which the critic could note how he seemed to play Bach as if it were on the harpsichord, something soon echoed by others. His posture, his way of crouching and leaning over the instrument, made him look like an uncanny double of the younger Guerrero. His fingerwork was so unusually powerful, it was clear he had spent years using the exercises Guerrero had taught him. In interviews, Gold would talk about the importance of learning a piece of music on paper before performing it, but he would say it all as if it were his own idea. Strangest of all, Gold played particular pieces of music as Guerrero had always imagined them in his mind, but with a verve and style that he could never have matched. It was as if his former protege had internalized the essence of his style and transfigured it into something greater. As a child, Glenn Gould intuited his great dilemma. He had an uncanny ear for music. He was so responsive that he could pick up the nuances of another piano player and reproduce them after a single hearing. At the same time, he knew that he was a peculiar young man, with very distinct tastes. He had the ambition to become a master performer. If he listened too closely to teachers and other performers, and picked up their ideas or styles, he would lose his sense of identity in the process. But he also needed knowledge and mentorship. This dilemma became particularly acute with Alberto Guerrero, who was a charismatic teacher. It is often a curse to learn under someone so brilliant and accomplished. Your own confidence becomes crushed as you struggle to follow all of their great ideas. Many pianists become lost in the shadow of their illustrious mentors and never amount to anything. Because of his ambition, Gould found his way to the only real solution to this dilemma. He would listen to all of Guerrero's ideas about music and try them out. In the course of playing, he would subtly alter these ideas to suit his inclinations. This would make him feel that he had his own voice. As the years went by, he made this differentiation between himself and his instructor more pronounced. Because he was so impressionable, over the course of the apprenticeship, he had unconsciously internalized all of the important ideas of his mentor, but through his own active engagement, he had managed to adapt them to his individuality. In this way, he could learn and yet incubate a creative spirit that would help set him apart from everyone else once he left Guerrero. As apprentices, we all share in this dilemma. To learn from mentors, we must be open and completely receptive to their ideas. We must fall under their spell. But if we take this too far, we become so marked by their influence that we have no internal space to incubate and develop our own voice, and we spend our lives tied to ideas that are not our own. The solution, as Gould discovered, is subtle. Even as we listen and incorporate the ideas of our mentors, we must slowly cultivate some distance from them. We could begin by gently adapting their ideas to our circumstances, altering them to fit our style and inclinations. As we progress, we can become bolder, even focusing on faults or weaknesses in some of their ideas. We slowly mold their knowledge into our own shape. As we grow in confidence and contemplate our independence,
We can even grow competitive with a mentor we once worshipped. As Leonardo da Vinci said, "Poor is the apprentice who does not surpass his master." Number 4. Create a back and forth dynamic. In 1978, a promising lightweight boxer named Freddie Roach traveled to Las Vegas with his father in search of a trainer that could elevate him to the next level. And as previously narrated in Chapter 1, see page 38, Freddie and his father quickly settled on Eddie Fuch, one of the most legendary boxing coaches in the field. Fuch had a magnificent resume. As a young man, he had sparred with Joe Louis. Barred from turning professional because of a heart murmur, he became a trainer, working later with some of the most illustrious heavyweights, including Joe Frazier. He was a quiet, patient man who knew how to give precise instructions. He was a master at improving a fighter's technique. Under his guidance, Roach advanced quickly, winning his first 10 bouts. Soon, however, Roach began to notice a problem. In training, he listened intently to what Fuch had to say, and put it into practice with relative ease. But in actual bouts, the moment he exchanged blows with his opponent, he would suddenly throw out all the technique he had learned and fight on pure emotion. Sometimes this worked, but he took a lot of blows, and his career started to sputter. What surprised him several years into the process was that Fuch did not really seem to notice this problem of his. With so many fighters in his stable, he tended to keep his distance. He did not give much personalized attention. Finally, in 1986, Roach retired, living in Vegas and moving from one bad job to another. In his off hours, he began to frequent the gym where he had trained. Soon, he was giving advice to fighters and helping out. Without getting paid, he became a de facto assistant to Fuch, even directly training a few of the fighters himself. He knew Fuch's system well, and had internalized many of the techniques he taught. He added his own wrinkle to the training sessions. He took the mitt work, the large, padded gloves that a trainer uses in the ring to practice various punches and combinations with his fighter, to a higher level, creating a longer and more fluid practice session. It also gave Roach a chance to be more involved in the action, something he missed. After several years, he realized he was good at this, and so left Fuch to begin his own career as a trainer. To Roach, the sport was changing. Fighters had become faster, but trainers such as Fuch still promoted a rather static style of boxing that did not exploit these changes. Slowly, Roach began to experiment with the whole training dynamic. He expanded the mitt work into something larger, a simulation of a fight that could go on for several rounds. This allowed him to get closer to his fighters, to literally feel their full arsenal of punches over time, to see how they moved in the ring. He began to study tapes of opponents, looking for any kind of pattern or weakness in their style. He would devise a strategy around this weakness, and go over it with his boxers in the mitt work. Interacting so closely with his fighters, he would develop a different kind of rapport than what he had with Fuch, more visceral and connected. But no matter the boxer, these moments of connection would inevitably fade in and out. As they improved, the fighters would begin to tune him out, feeling like they already knew enough. Their egos would get in the way, and they would stop learning. Then, in 2001, an entirely different kind of fighter came through the doors of Roach's gym in Hollywood, California. His name
was Manny Pacquiao, a 122-pound left-handed featherweight fighter who had some success in his native Philippines, but was looking for a trainer in the States. Someone who could elevate his game to another level. Many trainers had already passed on Pacquiao. Pacquiao. They watched him work out and spar, and he was impressive, but there was no money to be made from someone in such a lightweight division. Roach, however, was a different breed of trainer. He immediately went to mid-work with Pacquiao, and from the first punch he knew something was different about this fighter. It had an explosive, intense quality, a snap, unlike any other fighters. The other trainers had only watched and could not feel what he now felt. After one round, Roach was certain he had found the boxer he had always been looking to train. Excuse me. One who could help initiate the new style of boxing he wanted to introduce. Pacquiao was equally impressed. To Roach, Pacquiao had the material to be an unbeatable fighter, but he was somewhat one-dimensional. He had a great left hand and not much else. He was constantly looking for the knockout blow, to the exclusion of everything else. Roach's goal was to transform Pacquiao into a multi-dimensional beast in the ring. He began with heavy mitt practice, trying to develop a powerful right hand and more fluid footwork. What immediately struck him was the intensity with which Pacquiao focused on his instructions and how quickly he caught on. He was eminently teachable, and so the progress was more rapid than it had ever been with any other fighter. Pacquiao seemed to never tire of training or to worry about overdoing it. Roach kept waiting for the inevitable dynamic in which the fighter would begin to tune him out, but this never came. This was a boxer he could work harder and harder. Soon, Pacquiao had developed a devastating right hand, and his footwork could match the speed of his hands. He began to win fight after fight, in impressive fashion. As the years went by, the relationship began to evolve. In their mid-work, Pacquiao would adjust or improve upon the maneuvers Roach had been developing for the next bout. He gave input on Roach's strategy, altering it on occasion. Pacquiao had gained a sixth sense for what Roach was getting at, and could take his thinking further. On one occasion, Roach watched Pacquiao improvise a maneuver on the ropes in which he ducked out and attacked a fighter from an angle instead of head-on. To Roach, this was a move that made instant sense. He wanted to develop this further into a whole new possible style of fighting. He was now learning almost as much from Pacquiao. The previous trainer-fighter relationship had now morphed into something interactive and alive. To Roach, this meant they could move past the seemingly inevitable plateau for fighters, in which it all became stale, and opponents would catch on to their weaknesses. Working together in this way, Roach was able to transform this one-dimensional, relatively unknown fighter into perhaps the greatest boxer of his generation. In theory, there should be no limit to what we can learn from mentors who have wide experience. But in practice, this is rarely the case. The reasons are several. At some point, the relationship can become flat. It is difficult for us to maintain the same level of attention that we had in the beginning. We might come to resent their authority a little, especially as we gain in skill, and the difference between us becomes somewhat less. Also, they come from a different generation, with a different worldview.
At a certain point, some of their cherished principles might seem a bit out of touch or irrelevant, and we unconsciously tune them out. The only solution is to evolve a more interactive dynamic with the mentor. If they can adapt to some of your ideas, the relationship becomes more animated. Feeling a growing openness on their part to your input, you are less resentful. You are revealing to them your own experiences and ideas, perhaps loosening them up so their principles don't harden into dogma. Such a style of interaction is more in tune with our democratic times and can serve as something of an ideal. But it should not go along with a rebellious attitude or lessening in respect. The dynamic sketched out earlier in this chapter remains the same. Like Pacquiao, you bring to the relationship the utmost in admiration and your total attention. Excuse me. You are completely open to their instruction, gaining their respect for how teachable you are. They will fall a bit under your spell, as Roach did with Pacquiao. With your intense focus, you improve in your skill levels, giving you the power to introduce more of yourself and your needs. You give them feedback to their instruction, perhaps adjust some of their ideas. This must begin with you, and you set the tone with your hunger to learn. Once a back and forth dynamic is sparked, the relationship has almost limitless potential for learning and absorbing power. Reversal. It is never wise to purposely do without the benefits of having a mentor in your life. You will waste valuable time in finding and shaping what you need to know. But sometimes, you have no choice. There is simply no one around who can fill the role, and you are left to your own devices. In such a case, you must take a virtue of necessity. That was the path taken by perhaps the greatest historical figure to ever attain mastery alone, Thomas Alva Edison, 1847 to 1931. From a very early age, Edison became used to doing things for himself, by necessity. His family was poor, and by the age of 12 he had to earn money to help his parents. He sold newspapers on trains, and traveling around his native Michigan for his job, he developed an ardent curiosity about everything he saw. He wanted to know how things worked, machines, gadgets, anything with moving parts. With no schools or teachers in his life, he turned to books, particularly anything he could find on science. He began to conduct his own experiments in the basement of his family home, and he taught himself how to take apart and fix any kind of watch. At the age of 15, he apprenticed as a telegraph operator, then spent years traveling across the country plying his trade. He had no chance for a formal education, and nobody crossed his path who could serve as a teacher or mentor. And so, in lieu of that, in every city he spent time in, he frequented the public library. One book that crossed his path played a decisive role in his life. Michael Faraday's 2-volume Experimental Researches in Electricity. This book became for Edison what The Improvement of the Mind had been for Faraday. It gave him a systematic approach to science, and a program for how to educate himself in the field that now obsessed him, electricity. He could follow the experiments laid out by the great master of the field, and absorb as well his philosophical approach to science. For the rest of his life, Faraday would remain his role model.
Through books, experiments, and practical experience at various jobs, Edison gave himself a rigorous education that lasted about 10 years, up until the time he became an inventor. What made this successful was his relentless desire to learn through whatever crossed his path, as well as his self-discipline. He had developed the habit of overcoming his lack of organized education by sheer determination and persistence. He worked harder than anyone else. Because he was a consummate outsider, and his mind had not been indoctrinated in any school of thought, he brought a fresh perspective to every problem he tackled. He turned his lack of formal direction into an advantage. If you are forced onto this path, you must follow Edison's example by developing extreme self-reliance. Under these circumstances, you become your own teacher and mentor. You push yourself to learn from every possible source. You read more books than those who have a formal education, developing this into a lifelong habit. As much as possible, you try to apply your knowledge in some form of experiment or practice. You find for yourself second-degree mentors in the form of public figures who can serve as role models. You try to make their ideas come to life, internalizing their voice. As someone self-taught, you will maintain a pristine vision, completely distilled through your own experiences, giving you a distinctive power and path to mastery. To learn by example is to submit to authority. You follow your master because you trust his manner of doing things, even when you cannot analyze and account in detail for its effectiveness. By watching the master and emulating his efforts, the apprentice unconsciously picks up the rules of the art, including those which are not explicitly known to the master himself. Michael Polanyi. And with that, we have finished chapter 3. And we still have 20 minutes. So, we will continue reading. Chapter 4. See people as they are. Social intelligence. Often the greatest obstacle to our pursuit of mastery comes from the emotional drain we experience in dealing with the resistance and manipulations of the people around us. If we are not careful, our minds become absorbed in endless political intrigues and battles. The principal problem we face in the social arena is our naive tendency to project onto people our emotional needs and desires of the moment. We misread their intentions and react in ways that cause confusion or conflict. Social intelligence is the ability to see people in the most realistic light possible. By moving past our usual self-absorption, we can learn to focus deeply on others, reading their behavior in the moment, seeing what motivates them, and discerning any possible manipulative tendencies. Navigating smoothly the social environment, we have more time and energy to focus on learning and acquiring skills. Success attained without this intelligence is not true mastery and will not last. Thinking inside. In 1718, Benjamin Franklin, 1706 to 1790,
went to work as an apprentice in his brother James' printing shop in Boston. His dream was to transform himself into a great writer. At the printing shop, he would not only be taught how to handle the machines, but also how to edit manuscripts. Surrounded by books and newspapers, he would have plenty of examples of good writing to study and learn from. It would be the perfect position for him. As the apprenticeship progressed, the literary education he had imagined for himself came to pass, and his writing skills improved immensely. Then, in 1722, it seemed that he would finally have the perfect opportunity to prove himself as a writer. His brother was about to launch his own large-scale newspaper called the New England Courant. Benjamin approached James with several interesting ideas for stories he could write. But to his great disappointment, his brother was not interested in his contributing to the new paper. This was a serious venture, and Benjamin's work was too immature for the Courant. Benjamin knew it was pointless to argue with James. He was a very stubborn young man. But as he thought about the situation, an idea suddenly came to him. What if he were to create a fictional character who would write letters to the Courant? If he wrote them well enough, James would never suspect they were from Benjamin, and he would print them. In this way, he would have the last laugh. After much thinking, he decided upon the perfect character to create, a young female widow named Silence Dogood, who had lots of strong opinions about life in Boston. Many of them rather absurd. To make this believable, Benjamin spent long hours imagining a detailed past for her. He thought so deeply into the character that she began to come alive within him. He could hear her way of thinking, and soon there emerged a very realistic writing voice, all her own. Excuse me. He sent the first, rather lengthy letter to the Courant, and watched with amusement as his brother published it, and added a note in the newspaper, asking for more letters from her. James probably suspected it was the work of some established writer in town using a pseudonym. The letter was so witty and satirical, but he clearly had no idea it was from Benjamin. James continued publishing the subsequent letters, and they quickly became the most popular part of the Courant. Benjamin's responsibilities at the shop began to grow, and he proved to be quite an adept editor for the newspaper as well. Feeling proud of all his precocious achievements, one day he could not help himself. He confessed to James that he was the author of the Do-Good letters. Expecting some praise for this, he was surprised by James's vitriolic response. His brother did not like being lied to. To make matters worse, over the next few months he turned increasingly cold and even abusive to Benjamin. It soon became impossible to work for him, and by the fall of 1723, feeling somewhat desperate, Benjamin decided to flee Boston, turning his back on brother and family. After several weeks of wandering, he ended up in Philadelphia, determined to settle there. He was only 17, with virtually no money and no contacts. But for some reason, he felt full of hope. In the 5 years working for his brother, he had learned more about this business than men twice his age. He was fiercely disciplined and ambitious, and he was a talented and successful writer to boot. With no more limitations on his freedom, Philadelphia would be his to conquer. Surveying the scene in his first few days there, his confidence only increased. The 2 printing shops in town at the time there were well below the level of anything in Boston, and the writing in the local papers was abysmal. This meant endless opportunities to fill a void and make his way. Sure enough, within a few weeks, he managed to secure a position at one of the 2 printing shops in town, owned by a man named Samuel Keimer. Philadelphia was relatively small and provincial at the time. Word spread quickly of the newcomer and his literary skills. The governor of the colony of Pennsylvania, William Keith, had ambitions of transforming Philadelphia into a cultural center, and was not happy with the 2 established printing businesses. Hearing of Benjamin Franklin and of his writing talent, he sought him out. Clearly impressed with the young man's intelligence, he urged him to start his own printing shop, promising to lend him the initial amount that was needed to get the business going. The machines and materials would have to come from London, and Keith advised him to go there personally to supervise the acquisition. He had contacts there and would bankroll it all. Franklin could hardly believe his good fortune. Only a few months earlier, he was a menial apprentice to his brother. Now, thanks to the generous and enterprising governor, he would soon have his own printing business, and through it he could start a newspaper and become a leading voice in the city, all before he turned 20. Damn. All before turning 20 years old. That is kind of insane. As he made his plans for London, the money Keith had promised as a loan was not forthcoming. But after writing to him a few times, word finally came from the governor's office not to worry. Letters of credit would be waiting for him once he disembarked in England. And so, without explaining to Keimer what he was up to, he quit his job and bought his passage for the transatlantic journey. When he got to England, there were no letters waiting. Feeling there must have been some kind of miscommunication, he frantically looked in London for a representative of the governor to whom he could explain their agreement. In his search, he came upon a wealthy merchant from Philadelphia who, hearing his story, revealed to him the truth. Governor Keith was a notorious talker. He was always promising everything to everyone, trying to impress people with his power. His enthusiasm for a scheme would rarely last more than a week. He had no money to lend, and his character was worth about as much as his promises. As Franklin took this all in and considered his current predicament, what disturbed him was not that he now found himself in a precarious position, alone and without money, far from home. There was no place more exciting for a young man than London, and he would somehow make his way there. What bothered him was how badly he had misread Keith and how naive he had been. Fortunately, London was teeming with large-scale printing shops, and within a few weeks of his arrival, he found a position within one of them. To forget about the Keith fiasco, he threw himself into the work, quickly impressing his employer with his dexterity with the various machines and with his editing skills. He got along well enough with his colleagues, but soon he encountered a strange British custom. 5 times a day, his fellow printers would take a break to drink a pint of beer. It fortified them for the work, or so they said. Every week, Franklin was expected to contribute to the beer fund for those in the room, including himself, but he refused to pay up. He did not like to drink during working hours, and the idea that he should give up a part of his hard-earned wages for others to ruin their health made him angry. He spoke honestly about his principles, and they politely accepted his decision.
Over the ensuing weeks, however, strange things began to happen. Mistakes kept popping up in texts he had already proofread, and almost every day he noticed some new error for which he was blamed. He started to feel like he was losing his mind. If this continued any longer, he would be fired. Clearly, somebody was sabotaging his work. And when he complained to his fellow printers, they attributed all to a mischievous ghost who was known to haunt the room. Finally figuring out what this meant, he let go of his principles and contributed to the beer fund, the mistake suddenly disappearing along with the ghost. After this incident and several other indiscretions in London, Franklin began to seriously wonder about himself. He seemed hopelessly naive, constantly misreading the intentions of the people around him. Thinking about this problem, he was struck by an apparent paradox. When it came to his work, he was supremely rational and realistic, always looking to improve himself. With his writing, for instance, he could see his weaknesses clearly and practice hard to overcome them. But with people, it was virtually the opposite. He would inevitably become swept up in his emotions and lose all contact with reality. With his brother, he wanted to impress him by revealing his authorship of the letters, totally unaware of the envy and malevolence he would unleash. With Keith, he was so wrapped up in his talk. With the printers, his anger blinded him to the fact that they would obviously resent his attempts at reform. What was worse, he seemed incapable of changing this self-absorbed dynamic. Determined to break this pattern and change his ways, he decided there was only one solution. In all of his future interactions with people, he would force himself to take an initial step backward and not get emotional. From this more detached position, he would focus completely on the people he was dealing with, cutting off his own insecurities and desires from the equation. Exercising his mind this way every time, it would turn into a habit. In imagining how this would work, he had a strange sensation. It reminded him of the process he went through in creating the Do-Good letters, thinking inside the character he had created, entering her world, and making her come alive in the mind. Excuse me. In essence, he would be applying this literary skill to everyday life, gaining position inside people's minds. He could see how to melt their resistance or thwart their malevolent plans. To make this process foolproof, he decided he would also have to adopt a new philosophy: complete and radical acceptance of human nature. People possess ingrained qualities and characters. Some are frivolous, like Keith, or vindictive, like his brother, or rigid, like the printers. There are people like this everywhere. It has been that way since the dawn of civilization. To get upset or try to alter them is futile. It would only make them bitter and resentful. Better to accept such people as one accepts the thorns on a rose. Better to observe and accumulate knowledge on human nature as one accumulates knowledge in the sciences. If he could follow this new path in life, he would rid himself of his terrible naivete and bring some rationality to his social relations. After more than a year and a half of work in London, Franklin finally saved enough money for his return journey to the colonies, and in 1727, he found himself back in Philadelphia. Looking once more for work, in the midst of his search, his former employer, Samuel Keimer, surprised him by offering Franklin a nice position in the printing shop. He would be in charge of the staff and training the others Keimer had recently hired as part of his expanding business. For this, he would receive a nice yearly salary. Franklin accepted, but almost from the beginning, he could sense something was not right. And so, as he had promised himself, he took a step back and calmly reviewed the facts. He had 5 men to train, but once he accomplished this task, there would be little work left over for him. Kiemer himself had been acting strangely, much friendlier than usual. He was an insecure and prickly gentleman, and this friendly front did not fit him. Imagining the situation from Kiemer's perspective, he could sense that he must have greatly resented Franklin's sudden departure for London, leaving him in the lurch. He must have seen Franklin as a young whippersnapper who needed his comeuppance. He was not the type to discuss this with anyone, but would seethe from within and scheme on his own. Thinking in this way, Kiemer's intentions became clear to him. He was planning to get Franklin to impart his extensive knowledge of the business to the new employees, then fire him. This would be his revenge. Certain he had read this correctly, he decided to quietly turn the tables. He used his new managerial position to build relationships with customers and to connect with successful merchants in the area. He experimented with some new manufacturing methods he had learned in England. When Kiemer was away from the shop, he taught himself new skills such as engraving and ink making. He paid close attention to his pupils, and carefully cultivated one of them to be a first-rate assistant. And just when he suspected that Kiemer was about to fire him, he left and set up his own shop, with financial banking, greater knowledge of the business, a solid base of customers who would follow him everywhere, and a first-rate assistant whom he had trained. In executing this strategy, Franklin noticed how free he was from any feelings of bitterness or anger toward Kiemer. It was all maneuvers on a chessboard, and by thinking inside Kiemer, he was able to play the game to perfection, with a clear and level head. Over the ensuing years, Franklin's printing business prospered. He became a highly successful newspaper publisher, a best-selling writer, a scientist renowned for his experiments with electricity, and an inventor of such things as the Franklin stove, and later in his life, that of the lighting rod, bifocal glasses, and so on. And I think that is where we will end for today. We will continue with the rest of Benjamin Franklin's story there. Tomorrow afternoon. So, I just want to say again, thank you so much to everybody that tuned into the stream today. And... sorry. Stretching out. Thank you to everybody that tuned in the stream today and has been tuning into the streams. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you again for 100 subscribers. We're now over 100 subscribers. I think we're at 107 now. It might be higher or lower by now. I'm not sure, but I'll have to check. But thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I know that I can see this growing into something really special and wonderful. And I look forward to seeing what the future of this channel holds. And I guess another thing I would like to do or try to do is to collaborate with other channels. I've already done one such collaboration. But I would love to, you know, if I could do something with, like, Meat Canyon, or maybe another channel that does stories or something and they need a narrator. I would love to do that kind of stuff. Oh, excuse me. But won't get too ahead of ourselves. That's in the future after all. So thank you again to everybody that tuned in and watched. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I will see you all tomorrow afternoon. Not in the morning because I have to go get a haircut. So yeah, I'll see you around 12:30 tomorrow. So take care, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.